So good day everyone. Today we're going to discuss the last phases of the SDLC model, which is the V model. So the V model is a sequential SDLC model that emphasizes verification and validation at each stage of development. It is known for its structured approach where each phase of development has a corresponding testing phases. So think of it like a V shape. So from the world itself, V model. So on the left side, it represents the development phases starting with requirement gathering and moving down to coding. On the right side, it represents the testing phases starting with acceptance testing and moving to unit testing. So to give you a further more information about V model, I will let Earl Daniel to discuss the V diagram.
So I will be explaining the V model diagram. So what is V model diagram, or what is the overview of V model diagram? So V model stands for verification and validation model. So it is similar to waterfall model, but it is more structured like V, where development and testing happen in parallel. So key concept. So each phase have a development, or each phase of development has a corresponding testing phases, like ensuring that every part of the software is validated as it's created. So phases of V model. So we have here a BRS and SRS. So what we call business and system requirements specification. So what is BRS and SRS? So before coding starts, we must create, or we can create a system test plan. So this outlines the software needs to do and how we will test it. And then second is we have high level design, or HLD. So this space has a, or this space focuses on the overall architecture of the system. So an integration test plan is created to ensure that different parts of the software is working together, or each software must work together. So for the third one is the LLD, or what we call low level design. So LLD is a design that actual components of the software, or in LLD we design the actual components of the software, so detailing the logic for each part. So component tests are prepared to check these individual pieces. So fourth one is coding. So for the coding part is, this is the point at the bottom of the V, or this one, coding and unit testing. So this point is a where developers write the actual code. So unit testing is done by developers to verify that their code works correctly. That's all. Thank you.
When to use V-model. It should be used for small to medium-sized projects where requirements are clearly defined. And it's also should be chosen when simple technical resources are available with needed technical expertise. The first phrase means the V-model diagram is best used for small to medium-sized projects where everything that needs to be done is clearly known from the beginning. This is because there is a correlating step in testing. If the requirements change a lot during the project, this model doesn't work as well. So it's ideal when you are sure about what you want from the start. The second phrase means that the V model works well when the project doesn't need fancy or complex tools, but the team has the right skills to get the job done. You don't need advanced technology, just a capable team that knows how to handle each step of the project and testing.
For the requirement phase, all the necessary information about the system is gathered from users. A clear plan is created to guide the development. This ensures everyone knows what the system should do before it's built. Next is the high level design, or HLD phase. The system's overall structure and the architecture are planned. It shows how different parts of the system will fit together. This phase ensures that the system is designed to meet the requirements efficiently.
Low-level design, or LLDPs. The objective of the main goal of the low-level design phase is to design the actual components or modules of the system in detail. This includes defining how each function, module, or unit will be implemented. The low-level design phase, or LLD, involves detailing the design and the module level and preparing tests for each component. So we also have implementation coding phase. In here, the objective of this phase is to involve writing the actual code for the modules as per low-level design specifications. The implementation coding phase is where the actual coding happens and each module is tested individually based on the design and tested defined in NLP.
This is the advantage of B-model. First is simple and easy to use. The B-model is a linear and follows a sequential process where each phase is clearly defined. This makes it easier for teams to understand the project, close and manage the steps. There is no overlapping of phases, making it straightforward to follow. Second, this works well for small projects, where requirements are easily understood. When the requirements of a project are stable and well documented, B-model is highly effective since assuming that the project scope is clear from the start. It aligns well with smaller projects where changes are less likely to happen frequently. Third, this saves a lot of time. The testing phase is built into the development process at every stage, meaning that the bugs and issues are identified early on. This reduces the risk of bad defects being discovered at later stages, preventing costly rework and ultimately speeding up the development process.
The next is the disadvantage of V model. The first disadvantage is the very rigid and cost flexible. The V model is inflexible and doesn't allow for change easily. This rigidity can make it difficult to adapt and to change customer needs or market condition, which can be lead of increased costs. And the second disadvantage is the software is developed during the implementation phase. In the V model, the testing and validation of the software are done after the implementation is complete, which can be lead of longer development cycle. And the last disadvantage is the resource intensive. The V model requires a lot of resources, which can be challenge for a project with a limited resources and may lead to delays or cost overruns if not managed properly. Thank you.
To summarize V model, it has four phases, which is requirements, the high level design, the low level design, and implementation. The V model is very effective when the customer confidence is very high because it is simple and easy to use and also saves a lot of time. But it is very rigid and very cost flexible because there are no prototypes produced before the final software.